Greetings, Prince, my brother.
Greetings, Chairman. How are you, Mr. Tsima? I know I'm used to calling you Chairman. I hope even you won't mind because of that is the name I always used, even though it was your title, but I used it more as a point of reference for your fatherly figure in the organization.
By all means, coming from you, no issues at all. That's how you and I bonded, and we have gotten used to you calling me Chairman. I think that is just in honor of the role I played in leading you guys in the early days of COMETSA. So, and I think there are no any power relations issues. It's just a way of acknowledging that leadership role one has been playing, and I'm still playing it today. But the way we relate to each other, indeed, it was really that of a father and son's relationship. But we've always been friends, and I think I'm comfortable with that because that's basically an acknowledgement of the responsibilities and the roles one is playing.
No, definitely, Chairman, because you played that fatherly role, guiding us in the early days of COMETSA, and it was just amazing to actually, when I got the opportunity that I'll be speaking to you, it was just an amazing thing because when you look at the organization, where it is, where it comes from, and the vision you had for the organization, and being able to package it and contain it for so many years is just amazing. It's humbling, and I'm very much humbled and honored at the same time to get the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you, and I have to really acknowledge you guys because then I had this vision of so many years ahead, and you guys played along and allowed me to experiment with you. It might have been quite very difficult then for you guys to figure out what was I really about. But look at the foundation you guys have laid down. I mean, their successors really found a very solid platform and they continued building. Today we are no longer just a football club or a music organization. We are a corporate made of commercial division and the development agencies. And thanks to your contribution to it.
So it's actually humbling, and I'm laughing remembering how we were pursuing you to buy a football status because we thought no, we want a national point of reference. And when we were getting the equipment for COMETSA Mafrika band, and how you used to sit us down and explain to us the importance of branding, the importance of having values, the importance of being able to navigate a very complicated society South Africa is, because you've got people from different backgrounds and in terms of tribes or race and so forth. So you really made sure that while we were helping to build the foundation, you were guiding us, showing us the way. And at times we were lost. At times we'd be like, hey, what is going on here? But later on we realized, no. Only now we realized, no, there was a purpose and intentional purpose to build in a certain direction. And it's just amazing to see how the brand has grown in the continent, internationally. And you introduced most of us to things that we never were aware of. A simple thing I can mention for myself is I didn't have an email, but when I came to COMETSA, you're like, okay, we're going to have to organize you an email address. And something small, but it's significant in a way to show all those small steps you helped us to take.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good beginning into the professional life. We have put together this series of interviews with people like yourselves and your peers that were there then, and we titled it In the Footsteps of the Pioneers. So I'm talking to you as one of the pioneers, and even the way we are putting together the episodes for both the podcast and COMETSA Club Radio Africa, it features as such as the pioneers, and I mean it. And then I would like to reach out to so many of you, so that we build a really powerful story. Now, maybe let's start by asking you to just tell our listeners who Prince is, where did you grow, and how your childhood was like.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. My name is Mavungu Prince Leshiba. I am from the clan of Batwanamba. It's one of the clans under the Venda people of Limpopo. I'm from a place called Waterpoort in Soutpansberg. It's under the Makado municipality. Many people knows the place as Loistrichat. Waterpoort is a predominantly, or let me just say, Waterpoort is a farming community. It's a farming area. We all know our history. If you go to the National Archives, you will see that in your 1600 or even 1400, there were no owners of that land in terms of white-owned farms. It was owned by black people. In fact, my family's background can be tracked back to the Mapungubye heritage site when the reburial of that was done in Mapungubye. My family was directly involved because we could prove our connection to the Mapungubye kingdom. So, being in Waterpoort, being a farming community, it was having its own challenges because you grew up now in an environment whereby it's wide-owned place, the opportunities are not that many, and you don't have many point of references in terms of your mentors or even people you look up to in terms of education and professional jobs, so to speak. So I can say I was lucky in a way because that gave me the opportunity to be exposed to different types of lives, and starting from the farms and knowing the struggles of the farms was a blessing in disguise. What then happened to me is that in the farms, the schools only went up to grade 5 rather, which is standard 3 now. It's standard 3 then. So yes. So I believe because of the school was built on a farm owned by one of the local farmers. It was delivered by the local farmers that the schools must stop at standard 3, which is grade 5 today. And I think that the reason for that was to avoid a situation whereby kids will be exposed to a certain level of education to a point where maybe they'll join political formations or try to rebel against whatever that was happening in the farms, because some of my family members, even in the late 80s, were working in the farms without being paid. They would be paid with meal, which in essence, it was modern-day slavery, but it was happening where people would work, and then there were school children who will come back and work at the farms for 3 months without being paid. They were used to call it plus, which simply means farm. Otherwise, you are working to stay on the farm. So if you look at it, it's almost like slavery. I'm talking about something that was happening in the 88, 89. It was still happening.
You experienced that yourself?
I saw my cousins doing it because I was like 7 years old or something like that. But those who were a bit older than me, they were doing that. They'll come back from the schools and they'll work for 3 months and so forth. If you don't work, they will have problems. You find that the white guy will come and complain. I used to want to join the old ones, but I didn't understand what was going on until I was explained that their names will be written down, that we are going to pick tomatoes on this farm, but they were not getting paid. But there were school children coming from where the villages, because of, like I explained earlier, that there were no schools beyond standard 3. But because they were staying in the farms, they needed to do that and without payment. So it's one of the stories that I think we can even make a documentary about. Yes. So
and tell me, so your parents were working on the farms?
My grandparents were working on the farms, but the same journey that I took is almost the same journey that happened with my father and my mother. What then happened is that they also were lucky to move the villages, like I had to move from the villages when I got to standard 3, but not everyone was so lucky. I've got my father's brothers who worked at the farm because of they couldn't handle the conditions at the villages. They ended up finishing standard 3, or some of them not even finishing standard 3. They just worked at the farms directly from school to working in the farms. So the attitude towards education was a bit indifferent. Like a person will say they're not going to school, and the parents didn't push that hard at that time. Only few parents, like the parents of my father, will say, okay, go to school. But some families, not going to school was not a big issue back then because they didn't see it as a point because of most of the people end up working in the farms. So the opportunities and the life was a bit difficult, but people didn't see it because, when you are eating, it's a bit problematic because of you are not hungry, but you don't necessarily see that you are actually being suppressed.
And tell me, and then obviously you studied up to grade 12, matric then?
Yes. I then moved to from Waterport to a nearby village called Mamvuka. In Mamvuka, I stayed for a couple of years, I think about 3 years. But also there, it was challenging because I moved from the farms with its own challenges, go to the villages. The challenges there, as you would know, in the villages is also issues of water and stuff. So the challenges I was facing in the farms were different in the village. In the village, challenges was like things like water and food and stuff like that. Whereas in the farms, I had easy access to water and food. But in terms of my mental exposure and getting information, you were limited. You were not that well off. But in the village, the knowledge was there. You could see teachers, you could see nurses, you could see other professions. And then, but the challenge was things like food and also sanitation, as like collecting water from a long distance, going to get firewood. Then eventually I went to a boarding school. My parents took me to a boarding school because they would see the conditions in the village were tough. They took us to a boarding school to go to Mopani Intermediate School next to Messina, but it was also in the farms. But that was a good school. I think that's where things started changing for me. I got like a bursary. All the kids who were from the farms got a bursary, and it was a good school.
Who provided the bursary?
So basically, all the parents, all the kids that were from the farms were given a bursary because the parents couldn't afford the school. The school was expensive for our standard, so to speak, because of most of the people that were going to the schools were kids coming from Venda, Messina, and other areas, whereby maybe mostly kids of professionals, and some of them chiefs' children were coming there. But we were given the bursary not because of academic performance, but because of where we came from.
Wow. And then that's where, when you graduated from that school, with what subjects in grade 12? Which subjects do you do in grade 12?
In grade 12, I did accounting, I did fiscal science, I did maths, I did English, I hated biology, funny enough, but I did geography. And then my languages was English and Afrikaans, which was also a strange thing because I struggled with Tshivenḓa for some strange reason because of, in my family, we speak a little bit of Pedi and we speak Tshivenḓa as well, but Tshivenḓa being our main language, but I was mixing the two, so I struggled a little bit with Tshivenḓa. Eventually, I did English first language and Afrikaans second language. But that was when I was doing my matric in Polokwane, because the school I was telling you about, unfortunately also, it was an intermediate school. It was only up to standard 7, grade 9 then. So that's why I had to move to Polokwane, yes.
Oh, you had to move to Polokwane?
Yes, because of that school, the boarding school I was talking about, that I said was a very good boarding school. It only stopped at grade 9 or standard 7 then, because of, I don't know so the reasons why, but it was a very, very good school. But then I did those subjects in Polokwane.
Which school in Polokwane?
It was called Millam College. We were the first class of Millam College. I actually became a head boy there. From my previous school, I was a head boy, and when I got there, I also became a head boy there. Until matric, I was a head boy, both at the hostel and at the school as well.
Was it a multiracial school?
Not really. It was a new private school. So by that time, my parents were already now okay in Joburg. They've already settled, so they could afford to send us to schools now, because I was no more having a bursary there. But my parents could afford to send me to that school.
So they left the farms and then came and looked for work in Joburg.
Yes, my parents came and worked, particularly my father. My mother, I had to follow afterwards. So my father is the one who left for the farms. He also, I would say, it was fate, because the opportunities he got, not everybody got. There was this guy called Charles Jordan. He was the son of my grandmother's boss. My grandmother was working it was a domestic worker at the farm. So when my father finished what you call then junior certificate, Charles said, "No, I don't want you to work in the farms. I want to go with you to Joburg." I think it was in the 70s. So late 70s, when they came this side, Charles was involved in construction. So he got my father trained. I think when computers were starting to come to South Africa in terms of quantity surveying and other things, he got my father trained in that, and he helped him. He's the one that set him up and actually helped him to become a sales rep in the engineering sector.
Wow, and that was the change. That was the beginning of change in your life, yeah, and your fortunes.
That's what I told him. He's in Australia now, Charles Jordan, and I told him, I said, you taking my father from the farms and bringing him over this side and helping him out. He even went as far as making sure that my father doesn't stay in the townships during those volatile times. And my father coming from the farms, I'm sure politics might have been difficult for him. So he made sure that he organized a permit for my father to stay in the quarters in Edenvale instead of going to stay in the township. So he stayed in the suburbs almost all his life, because he never really stayed in the township. So he was very lucky that Charles really went out of his way to help him.
But it sounds like your parents valued education very much, yeah?
They did because of, I think, they realized where we came from. That was the only way out, and likely the generation that got bursaries at that school, like I was referring to, is the generation that started changing things around. And today, I'll say that's the first generation where I started seeing people graduating, going to college and so forth. So that generation was the generation that really started changing things.
And so when you finish your matric, grade 12 now, at that school in Polokwane, did you immediately come over to Joburg, or where did you go to study?
Yes, I went to Pretoria Technical, because my aim was to become a pilot. I wanted to be a pilot. Unfortunately, when we went for selection process, I went for a selection process for 3 days in Tawansu, in the Air Force. They wanted a B higher grade maths and either A or B higher grade maths. Unfortunately, I didn't get those marks, and there were also other challenges because of the physicality that they were checking. So I ended up settling in for manufacturing at Pretoria Technical.
Pretoria Technical.
Yes, I started at Pretoria Technical, and then as I was there, it then became TUT.
Oh, I see. It's an University of Technology.
Yeah.
And you graduated in what?
Sorry?
You said what diploma was it?
No, it was Production and Operations Management.
A diploma?
Yes. And then from there...
so this love for operations and production, that's where it comes from.
Yes, because of when I got there, those places were full. So I did a 1-year operations with Technical Pretoria. The following year, it changed to TUT. That is when I did the national diploma, and then from after which other qualifications in other fields followed.
But you were staying in Elandsfontein. Were you traveling every morning?
No. That is where the experience of staying in Mamelodi came in. My first year in Pretoria, I stayed in Mamelodi, and the lifestyle was the only thing I could do was go to school, play soccer, go to school and play soccer, because the people of my age were going to parties. They'll invite me. I'll get a lot of invitations, but I just felt out of place. I felt like the pace was too much for me. So the only way for me to slow down the pace was to play soccer and go to school. That's all I did, so to avoid the social space, because I didn't feel like I can fit in.
Wow. Let's hold it there, and we'll come back and explore your arrival at COMETSA, and then, of course, post-COMETSA moves. We'll be back.
Thank you very much, Chairman.